Johnson III here with our morning meditation for another week. Welcome to the morning meditation. It is such a great joy to be able to share with you these messages of inspiration and encouragement. We do this every week, not because uh, we have any other desire or any other reason to do it except for to inspire and encourage each of us as we go through the course of the week. I'm glad to share this message today because I think it is one that's well needed and appropriate for our time. Today, our morning meditation is entitled No Time for Heroes. No Time for Heroes. Now, I must say, I grew up as a great Marvels fan. Long before there were any movies that I could see on the big screen or the silver screen, I was reading comic books and looking in magazines and reading the newspaper, discovering all of the stories about these superheroes. I managed to go through Marvel and DC Comics. I leave it up to you to decide which ones you like best if you're a person who loves comics. But for me, it meant a lot. And the reason why it meant a lot in a time of difficulty, in a time of challenge, in a time when life is rough, when a time when everything around you looks like it's not panning out, there's always a time to look for a good hero. I mean, anytime we look around, we need a hero to inspire us or to encourage us. And at every stage in my life, I discovered that movies and film and comics and stories about heroes were all that we needed, from the Iron Man to Superman to Batman to Spider-Man to Wonder Woman to any other characters that you can imagine. I wanted to remind myself that there's hope for someone to be a savior or someone to step in to transform the circumstances that I found myself in or that the world was in. But the reality of our lives have said something different in my adult years. What I've discovered is that as much as I've looked around for heroes or imagined that someone would show up or someone would do something to transform or fix a situation like that, our imaginings have spoiled us some. And at various points in our history, we've discovered that when we needed heroes, we may not have very well found them. In fact, the more we look around, the more we're disappointed. The more we look around, the more we discover that people who have maybe have posed themselves as heroes later on in our current climate, when people dig through other people's histories, we discover that they're not very much heroes at all. They're just regular people living regular lives, pretending maybe at moments to be better than they are, but at the best, they're not who we thought they would be. And so I wanted to share this message today, No Time for Heroes, to remind us two things are important. One is that aspiration that I had, maybe I wanted to be a hero, but a hero's life is not all that glamorous. It looks like that, but it is challenging, always tragic in those storylines, always a great sacrifice, always something that they can't do that they want to do in order to do something for the greater good. How does Spider-Man do what he does and not jeopardize all those he cares for? So he has to live a life in anonymity in a place where he doesn't feel loved or doesn't feel appreciated or acquainted. Superman the same way. He has to be Clark Kent in order to survive and make it in a world. Same way with all of the other characters. Wonder Woman, you can name it. Even She-Ra from my childhood cartoons. What I want to remind us, though, is that in the midst of looking at those heroes, we are our own heroes. There are things that we find ourselves doing every day that are important for us, that we have learned how to not have to be the one who sacrifices all, but to just simply love and be yourself. You're enough. You have enough to give to the world. There's no one like you. There's no one who can copy you. There's no one who has the ability, the influence, or the impact that your life has on the world except for you. And that's the thing I've learned, that I get to be my own hero in a way that does not always have to come out tragic. In other words, you can be a hero to yourself, to your children, to your family, to your loved ones, without carrying all the weight, without having to run faster than a locomotive, without having to leap tall buildings in a single bound, without having to try to figure out how to carry the world on your shoulders or how to fix every problem. Once there is a place where we find ourselves where if you are carrying such a weight, we discover that is way too much. So in a land and in a time where we want to have heroes, I want to give you a pass and give myself a pass that it's okay not to have them, but ordinary people doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way make the heroes that we really need every day. So no matter what your vocation, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, you may be a grandma raising your grandkids or looking after them. You may be a grandpa working hard, trying to do what you can to help someone in the community. You might find yourself working in a hospital like I do, caring for the sick or supporting those who are going through difficult moments in life, or to help be a surgeon that helps to repair something that may have been broken in the body, or maybe finding yourself a school teacher sitting and trying to teach kids in this day and age, not only about the things that they need in STEM, but about the character that they need to be successful in life. Whatever it is that you do, I want you to know you're a hero. And there is time for you in the world, even though the world is looking for someone, one person to save the day. You are it. When I realized these things during this time of Lent as a Christian, I discovered that my journey is not about finding the things I can do that are super or superb or amazing, but to simply find a way to be the me that God has made me in the presence of all the people around me so that I can offer my gift to the world. So I'm inviting you, find yourself and give your gift to the world freely, wholly, happily, and with joy. And you'll discover somewhere along the way that it gives your life meaning, even if the other things that you may have been looking for may not pan out just the way you want them. You are a hero in your own right because you are unique in your own right. Give the best of yourself, not the part of you that looks and wants to be a superhero, someone other than you. Just be you. You're enough. Thank you for your time. I hope this morning meditation has encouraged you and inspired you. Share it with someone if it has. And I want you to know I'm hoping that you have a good week, a good life, a blessed time in sharing with other people, because the value of what we have is a reminder that you are loved, I'm loved, you're appreciated, and you're irreplaceable. So am I. So are we in our own way. Have a great day. Bye-bye.